take our breaths away. Tonight, we have more of the beautiful game to indulge in, and as I promised earlier, Mark is back with us for our preview. Welcome back, Mark.
Thanks, Kenny.
All right, Mark, in tonight's match, which one stands out for you most? In fact, I'm going to ask for our director to bring up the graphic with the fixtures for tonight, and let us know, which one stands out for you most?
I think obviously the game everybody will be looking forward to most would be the United States-Portugal game. That is a crunch game. But obviously we've got African representation tonight again, and that's something I'll be watching as well. All
right. Now, with that said, I mean, how does tonight's game link to the end result for this group of teams?
Well, specifically, United States and Portugal in Group G. This game is pivotal in seeing how the group plays out, because the United States can actually do themselves a huge favor tonight by winning this game. If they win this game, they've secured their passage to the second round, which not many people gave them a chance of doing coming into this tournament. Obviously, Ghana and Germany's draw last night. The favorable result for Ghana would be a Portugal win, because then that still gives them a chance. They'll be left on 1 point. They'll be bottom of the group, but then if they can beat Portugal in their last game, they'll give themselves a really good chance of going through.
And once again, that's exactly why Ghana needed to put the game to bed last night, because exactly as you said, what's happened is now, in that particular group, Germany are sitting on 4 points. Next to the United States with 3 points. Ghana is on 1 point because of the draw. Portugal on 0 because of their loss. Portugal wins tomorrow. It's a 3-3 with US and Portugal. Ghana beats Portugal.
Yeah, Ghana really wanted to win the game last night, because in this kind of competition, you don't want to depend on someone else to do you a favor, and that's the reality for Ghana right now. Ghana need Portugal to win this game to give themselves a chance, because then they need to go on and beat Portugal in their final game, group game.
I know, that's crazy. Calculators out against slide rulers and so on and so forth, and lots of praying.
Yeah, even goal difference is going to count in this group, it seems.
All right. Now, looking at the 4 teams from Group H, the Belgium, Russia, South Korea, Algeria, what do you make of this particular group and how tight it is?
This group is going to play out really tight, I think, especially between the teams vying for second place. I do believe Belgium have the beating of all 3 teams. So but we've said that before, during this World Cup. It doesn't always play out the way it should. But I think Belgium are going to be too strong for Russia on the night. And Algeria, obviously, our African interest there. I just want them to put up the performance they put up against Belgium. If Algeria can play the way they played against Belgium, I do believe they have the beating of both Russia and South Korea. So it starts, obviously, tonight with a game against South Korea. But like I say, if they can put up the same performance they did in their first game, they should get past South Korea.
So you reckon they might be able to pick up from that African spirit that Ghana and Nigeria started wafting through Brazil yesterday?
Obviously, Africa didn't have the greatest of starts in this competition, and so Ghana and Nigeria have put us back on track, and hopefully Algeria can follow suit. And it's really important for them tonight, because they've lost their opening game, so they need to get a win tonight.
All right. Now, Mark, just one thing that I found fairly interesting is Belgium, when we started doing our previews of the World Cup, we mentioned how Lukaku would be, quite important to their campaign, and he's failed to fire so far. Whereas other stars for other teams, for example, Messi seems to be on song now and seems to be dragging Argentina across the finish line twice already. We've got Miller, who's also like vying for the Golden Boot already, first one and only one with a hat trick so far. When a person like Lukaku doesn't fire for a team like Belgium, does that mean anything for the team, or are they too solid as a team
I think, like you're saying, Lukaku is not necessarily the star of that team. There's so many quality players in that team, and that's what makes them so good and so dangerous. Because I think if you were going to pick a star from that team, it would probably be Eden Hazard. But they don't focus on just any one player. They've got so many different players who are so good that they can depend on. Because even if you look in their first game against Algeria, the players that actually made the difference for them came off the bench. It was Fellaini and Mertens who came on and got them the win. So that's the good thing about Belgium. They've got strength in depth, strength in numbers, and that's what makes them a contender, because they've got depth on their bench even.
All right, now there's some people that actually want us to share their thoughts on what's going to happen tonight. A couple of predictions, I believe, as well as maybe even reactions from last night. We're going to take a few tweets and see what you have to say. Now, they should be coming up shortly in terms of those. Oh, there they are. Right, now, go Portugal 22. Portugal was versus USA was the first thing I thought about when I woke up today. Yes, I can believe it was. And Geeko Sapien, the USA team, say they want to put Cristiano Ronaldo and his team in their place. Heban, hope Portugal comes prepared. Ooh, fighting words, love it, love it. Doc says USA versus Portugal, can't wait, bro. Yeah, no, a lot of people can't wait for that match because they know what it means for Germany, Ghana, as well for USA and Portugal. And V says Algeria versus South Korea tonight. I'm for Algeria. I hope they'll win. Really, I don't want them to go. Sad face. You know what? If you've got your heart set on one team, you really don't want them to go, do you? Tsepo Kilifetu says the chances of Nigeria's progression to last 16 knockout stage are more realistic as compared to Ghana and Ivory Coast and maybe Algeria. That's interesting. What do you make of that comment?
They put themselves in a really good position. They play against Argentina. Argentina, coming into their last game, they've already qualified, so they don't need to go all out. But it's not as easy as that.
Yeah.
Ivory Coast as well. The good thing with Nigeria and Ivory Coast is it's still in their hands. You know, they don't have to depend on anyone, and that's what puts them in a good position because they need to go out and do the job, and then they're through. Whereas Ghana now have to depend on other people.
Okay, so that guy pretty hit it on the head, didn't he?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I'll invite him in sometime to come and have a chat with us and give us the rest of his predictions. Right, now, key Spanish midfielders Javi Hernandez and Xabi Alonso are reportedly poised to quit as national team players. Both veterans are yet to come out publicly about their plans, but have reportedly informed friends and families of the impending developments. Both players may play their last match for Spain if picked for the country's World Cup Group B game against Australia tomorrow.